The show can't start until we crack open a bottle of Revelton. Whether it's their crisp, clean vodka, the bold spice of their rye whiskey, the rich smoothness of bourbon, or the original honey whiskey that started it all, every pour is a taste of craft and passion straight from the heart of Iowa. So pour yourself a drink, settle in, and get ready to relax, laugh, and enjoy the show.
Hey, it's Andrew Downs. I'm proud to support Three Beards Media, and I would love to work with you. If you need merchandise for your company, organization, band, softball team, whatever, I can help. From name brand apparel to promotional items, large orders or small, online stores, and more, I can help your brand stand out. AKC Marketing is local, based in Johnston, and we are an employee-owned business, so our costs are low and our turnaround times are fast. But most importantly, we give you personal service to make sure you get exactly what you're looking for. Email me at andrew@akcmarketing.com or find me on social media, and let's make some cool stuff together. Now sit back and enjoy this Three Beards Media podcast.
Red and gold on the edge of the sky, feel the rumble, hear the battle cry. Out in Ames where the storms ignite, we don't back down, we rise and fight. Jack Trice his name, yeah, it echoes strong. A story of honor still marches on. Through the rain, through the pain, through the fire we roar, 'cause we were built to thrive in the eye of the storm. Feel the ground shake, hear the crowd roar. Cyclone power, can't take no more. Legends rise, this is our norm. We stand tall in the eye of the storm. There's a cyclone blowing on the outskirts tonight. Jack Trice shakes when the team takes flight. Milton's rocking, hear the magic call. We rise together, we'll never fall. Feel the magic you can't deny. Marcus stars are taking off straight to the sky. Brent, big play, Kirby making history. When the moment gets tough, that's a cyclone way. Through the trenches, through the lane, through the heat, through the rain. When the storm comes blowing, we embrace the fight. 'Cause the cyclones strike when the time is right. Feel the cyclones strike when the time.
All right, welcome back to In the Side of the Storm, where we talk all things Cyclones. We are live from the AKC Marketing Studio with Andrew Downs and sponsored by Revelton Distilling Company out of Osceola, Iowa. And man, they are really good for Cyclone tailgating. I'm Dave Larson here with my Storm Team partners and Cyclone greats, Mr. Vintage, Brent Curvey, and the legend Marcus Pfizer. Good evening, guys. How are you?
What up, fellas? Good.
What up, man?
I love the holiday weekends. We got a little extra time, a little extra space. We got lots of football this weekend that started, Thursday and Friday and all through the weekend. We've got another game tomorrow night. Boy, I love Labor Day weekend.
Oh, yes, sir. I mean, we're officially back at it, man. Football is here.
It actually feels like football now, doesn't it?
It's going to really feel like it once the NFL, too. These Sundays are a little, I like, the NCAA on Saturday, Sunday football, NFL football games. When that starts up, oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I got to say,
Thursday kicks off, right?
I like the fact that we get this week 0 for us last week, but I like the fact that the college game we get this 1 weekend to ourselves before the NFL kicks off, because that just tends to dominate. But this is fun. It feels like football. Central Iowa, Brent, we've got some cooler temperatures. I think it was closer to 70 today.
Wow.
Marcus, give us a lowdown. What's the weather going on there in Vegas?
Right now, currently at 6:13 p.m. Let's see what. Oh, wow, from 103, 103.
Oh, I love it. It's a dry heat, right?
Yeah, okay. Heat is heat.
And Brent, I see you're back at it. You're with the vintage Iowa State jersey there.
You rocking, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I said, everybody got on Iowa State stuff. I got to make sure I'm rocking my Iowa State stuff. So that's my tackle.
I like my old raggedy hat. I don't like
vintage hat.
That's a classic Letterman. You guys still have your Letterman jackets?
Yeah, I
I
got mine.
I was thinking that like I was talking to my cousin the other day. He coaches at my high school, and so like I was telling her to tell the principal, like I don't even have my high school letter. First of all, somebody stole my high school letterman jacket. I never got
What are they going
it.
to do with that? Really?
I mean, it was me going off to college and then possibly to the pros, and the rest has been history. I have never worn my high school letterman jacket. My Iowa State letterman jacket. I'm not sure. I almost believe my mom has hidden it or put it up somewhere. But I wondered who I need to speak to. I just thought of this the other day when I sent her a message, but I wonder who I have to speak to try to get another one made.
Oh, that's
Brent,
nothing. See that?
Brent, you got
I
yours?
was there. I got both of mine high school and college. Yeah, I got them. I know high school, my nephew wore mine to school just because at the time he was just proud of his uncle. You know what I'm saying? Being in, I was somebody back at home and all of that stuff. So he wore it to his school. And then I have it now. And Malachi was actually wearing it too for a little bit just to kind of like the style, the old school. You know, it was my old one. So, and it had his last name. So he loved it. And then I got my Iowa State one. Malachi was actually wearing that too. He talking about taking it with him to Kansas, where he was like, I like it. It's like, wear it then. Yeah, should pop stuff, but yeah,
I would
we got
love
both
to
of
see
mine.
him walking around Lawrence wearing your Iowa State
Yeah.
Letterman's jacket.
What is this dude doing? You know, the name is
Well,
bigger than that. You know?
That's right. So we come off of Saturday's big game up in Ames. It really was a special day. And I first want to give a quick shout. We talked a little bit before, but hey, thanks to Chris Shipley for his invite. I was able to go to his tailgate. He had a spot in the RV lot. First time for that, and that was a lot of fun. And we also had a chance to ride. If you guys heard about this, the infamous Cyclone, and I'm going to pop it up here, but there's the fire truck. It's a vintage, and Chris actually had on Old Man Strength about a month or so ago. The guys that had purchased this, now this is what, 35 years, 40 years in the making. Brent, I think this is the same truck that would probably lead you some of your teams out through the tunnels there to get you out to the stadium or out through the parking lots up to the front doors of Jack Trice. Is that right?
Yep. Yeah, it was that's the truck that brought us in. We got the bus right down that tent row, right next to it. It would pull up right there in front of it. So that's it, man. That's super dope.
Yeah, so we had a chance, and Chris, he's Mr. Social Butterfly. I can't tell you the number of people that stopped by to see him throughout the tailgate, and of course, he's got to do shots with everybody. So it was he ran through quite a bit of Revelton, so that's something we're going to have to replenish in time for the Iowa game. But we had a great time, had a chance to lead the team in, and then once we were actually in the stadium, we had the opportunity to see Coach McCarney. So they were back for the 2000 Inside.com Bowl Championship reunion, bringing everyone back for that. So it was good to see. And none other than our own Dan McCarney was out there with a siren before the game, getting everyone jacked up. So that was a lot of fun to see.
Real cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. And then, of course, we did the cyclone weather alert on the new scoreboards that were up there. And to say that these things, when they first went up, 15 years or so ago, we were the envy of pretty much everyone in the Big 12. And again, I think we've returned to the envy. And these things are crystal clear, absolutely beautiful. And so that was a nice reintroduction to Jack Trice for all the Cyclone fans that were there in the stadium. And boom, first play of the game, 66-yard pass. Taylor Mauser just dialed it back and said, let's go for it on the very first play of the game. Rocco hit Brett Eccleston for that big yardage. That was quite a way to kick off the game. Thoughts as you saw that first play transpire? Our text chain was starting to blow up almost right away.
I mean, that's that test your metal I know we're better than you play, so we're trying to set the tone. So I love it. Like that's I don't care. We are who we are. We're about to throw some numbers up on y'all type of play call. So I love it. That means Miles is getting comfortable, and that's a good place for him to be.
Well, remember last year, the first home game too, he dialed up a long pass to Jalen Knoll. That was what I think Rocco threw a double team. We wondered how
Yeah.
Knoll came down with it, and sort of the remnants of that, right?
Take a shot.
Yeah, that was akin to a off the tip, me tipping it to Jamal and he throwing it to Mike Nurse from 90 feet, just letting it fly, and we all wondering what the hell are you doing, and then it hit straight bottom, and we felt like that's the way it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
So there was a little fear of a letdown following the huge Kansas State game in Ireland. And I think that's something that there's been some interesting statistics that we've seen post Ireland that would suggest that for the teams that are playing out there, there is an adjustment, but it seems that the coaching staff has really done a nice job. You know, South Dakota came out, I think had all of us a little bit nervous with that early score. But after that, it was all Iowa State. I mean, we outscored South Dakota 48-0 after that. It was all Cyclones the remainder of the game.
Yeah, it looks like, who did K-State play?
They played another FCS opponent.
Right.
Yeah, they played North Dakota, who they're a really good program. I mean, they're one of the top 2-3 teams in the FCS traditionally. I don't know about this year's team, but yeah, Kansas State really had a dogfight. They pulled it out 38-35, I believe. Tough game.
So it was one of those things where you figure it could happen. I don't think I never necessarily felt that way. I felt that it was a fun game, especially after watching that Texas Ohio State game. Like that, you couldn't pay me to watch that game again. That game was just terrible. Like I don't care too much about high scoring games. Because people say it's not defense. Like, I mean, I like to see a balance of both. Defense making plays. Because defense can score points too. If it's a high scoring game, it doesn't mean just because. I mean, we've seen Brent, get a strip sack and take it on in and score some points. So the defense can score games, can score points too. But just to see a slow game like that, it just really, really wasn't fun to me at all. Definitely was waiting for our game to come on and to see, Rocco go out there and have a hell of a game. It was like all layups, for him, just throwing it in spots. Like I tried to remember the incomplete pass that he had.
I don't know. I don't remember either. Brian, do you remember?
Oh, no, actually. I want to go look at the.
Can we call the SEC overrated yet after losing to the Big Ten and the ACC? Florida State beat up on who they beat on Alabama. And now Texas loses to Ohio State.
Well, I saw a meme. From when the student or kid or whatever that flipped off the camera. I saw a meme when say, when other schools are allowed to pay players too, then the sides really, really turn. No pun intended. But it gets a little bit more equal when other players get to go to different schools and schools can build their program a little bit better than what they had been before. Not accusing Alabama of anything, but a lot of accusing of Alabama of a lot of stuff. Things are different now.
Yeah, it's man. It's not Nick Saban ain't there. That's the reality of it. Yeah. He showed the clip of that one kid that was like jogging. I don't know if y'all seen that one clip, but there's a kid that's kind of like jogging. Like in pursuit, he's on defense, and Florida State was breaking a run, and you see him just literally jogging. And I was like, there's no way. And I've never seen Nick Saban defense move like that at all. I mean, and the guy ended up scoring, I think, on the run, but It was a play that the kid could make too. So it's, I mean, coaches really do, dictate how a team goes. And I don't know if Moore's the guy per se to take over that big of a program.
Kellen
really big
DeBoer,
shoes.
who had some success at Washington before he was hired at
Hey.
Alabama.
It's not the SEC.
No, it wasn't.
Shit. Just saying.
Brent, you've been a player, you've been a coach. I mean, what do you do about that guy that's walking? I mean, you sort of alluded to it, that it feels like it's more of a coaching philosophy, that if you're doing that in a game, you're probably allowing that to happen in practice too, right? You practice like you play, or you play
Absolutely.
like you practice.
Yeah, I mean, that's accountability. You know what I'm saying? So not only does it fall on coaches, but as the players too. So as players, so that's part of the culture that a new coach brings in, right? So that culture is players hold themselves accountable. So the guy next to him should be pissed at him, because if you recall, Bama, Georgia, I forgot who it was. They play for the Eagles now, but two Alabama linebackers was like in each other's faces because one went the wrong way or stepped wrong and wasn't there in time, and that's just player accountability. So when you see a dude like that walking, we're gonna tear your ass up, because ain't no way we're supposed to be a championship team and you jogging on the field. Nah, bro, that's a problem. So that's something that the coach has to implement. Like, hey, our culture is shit right now. We need to figure this out, because that is not it.
It's definitely coach. I just thinking back, I remember I don't know who we were playing, but we were playing a team, and Mike Nurse. I don't mean to pick on Mike today, but Mike was off the ball on the other side of the basket, literally standing with his man on the outside of him with his legs crossed, standing up. And so we won the game, whatever. But like Stevie said last week, with the whole breakdown chart and everything, so we were in film. We came into film for the next day in practice, and the TV and everything was off. And so Coach Perry turned on the TV screen, and that was paused, just right there, just paused. And we just got up and went down to the court, didn't watch no film. We automatically knew what was about to happen.
Yeah.
Just you standing on the court right there. Steve was so pissed. We was just so pissed, and we just ran. But it's that part of the culture. It wasn't nothing malicious. It was, his man wasn't doing anything. I don't think subconsciously he even knew what he was doing. But when I seen him standing there like that, oh my, like immediately. Let's go on downstairs and get to it. So I can bet that they're going to be running like crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you talk about culture, and South Dakota was driving. So after we had scored, South Dakota came back and started driving. We had a huge interception that Danny Ryan here wants to remind us of, that it may have been a different game had Dakota been able to either score a touchdown or kick a field goal there. But instead, that really shifted the focus of the entire game, and South Dakota didn't score after that. I mean, it was clearly all Iowa State after that.
Yeah,
I think they probably have a few more points. I don't think it would have been a different game.
Yeah. I mean, that would have been, like Marcus said, you're talking about maybe another touchdown, but they couldn't have stopped that train that was coming on the other side of the ball. So it didn't really matter. They might have got two off on them. Cool. But now nobody could stop that offense. They could do what they wanted to.
Well, and speaking of doing whatever we wanted to, what did you think about that field goal? The 63-yard Cyclone record, Jack Trice Stadium record. I've got it here on video, so we're gonna pull it up. This is from my seats. I had to take a video because how often are you in the stadium for something that's record breaking that you can say, I was there for that game? So I'm gonna cue it up here.
And then he had a little leg on him too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He probably had another 5 years at least.
So I've been watching other games, of course, and everything like that, and guys hitting 47, hitting 52s, and they jump and celebrating. I'm like, come on, man.
Right.
We got a
What's
guy
really
up
cool,
in
man, his
52.
teammates are out there just hugging him and loving him. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen happen there.
He just signed him a check a little bit bigger than what he getting in NIL. Wow.
Oh, man.
So if you're his teammate, are you buying him drinks all night then?
Yeah. He was getting drinks about. They were waiting for him when he came in the door. Been there before. As soon as he walked out, oh, here you go. What you want? You got this one. You got. Teammates didn't have to do a thing. Everybody else was doing it for him, but he was the guy yesterday. Sure.
That's big to set that record, though. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Well, and you really had nothing to lose, right? Just go out there and do it. And Coach Campbell sort of cleaned up his response, but Conradi had more a liberal version of what Campbell said, and he goes, Campbell apparently went up to him and said, "Hey, you want to kick this?" And Conradi goes, "Yeah," and he goes, "Oh, F it, let's do it, let's kick it."
I like that. I mean, but all jokes aside, like he really, really has turned some heads with that. Of course they're going to keep on looking at the accuracy, and I'm sure he has way more confidence now going through the rest of the season. He continued to kick big field goals and stuff like that. His phone definitely going to be ringing when it's time for him to make that transition.
Hey, Brent, how does, from a football standpoint, what kind of message does that send to a player, special teams? A lot of times those guys are doing their own thing. They're under such a spotlight, especially at Iowa State, right? We've not had the greatest success with kickers. We can go back and look at the number of misses that could have put us in a certain position, or game winners, or just it's been very erratic over time. Now, here lately, we've had some success, and this is huge to be able to kick a 63-yarder like that. What kind of message does this send to Kyle Conradi and really to the rest of the team when coach says, "F it, let's go do this"?
I mean, that's just pure confidence now. So now he knows the coach actually believes in him. So for him, he's got that much more confidence because now the coach has his back too. And we're like, hey, go ahead and score us 3 points so we can now focus on defense again. So I think it's just a huge confidence boost, man. And that just talks to the trust that now he has with the coach and the coach has with him. And I mean, that just makes for a more successful year going forward. That takes a lot more pressure off of you too. Afraid of missing and the backup stepping in, that sort of thing. So seeing that you put one down 63 yards, it's like, well, you give us more options too. So now, we don't have to drive as far. Okay, well, you had at least 68 in the tank. So, we can get us at the, 60, you can give us 60, we'll be good to roll. So helps everybody out across the board.
So they came out to kick it. I think South Dakota called timeout. I thought, well, maybe they'll come back and just go for the pass. No, they kicked it anyway. It was awesome.
Yeah.
We also saw record efficiency. Marcus, I don't remember where the drop was. I would have to go back and rewatch the game. I did that for the Kansas State game. I did not for the South Dakota game. But 19 for 20. 19 for 20. That's 95% for 278 yards.
It was a point where it got to about 13 or 14 that I thought, okay, I'm gonna start focusing on the C, not hoping, he gets a drop or anything like that or a miss pass, but then he kept making it. And then they got to a point where, I think he's gonna make each and every pass he throws tonight. So, I'm just watching the game to be watching the game. And like we said, when you stop focusing on that, you miss the one, drop pass or miss pass or whatever was incomplete. I'm not gonna say it was a drop pass. I'm not gonna put that on the player, but I am really like trying to remember when that even occurred. But that's a phenomenal 19 for 20. My goodness gracious. I know he felt really, really great that night. They kind of scare you too, because it makes you think, the next game out, you go 19 from 20 from the field, and I done scored, 50 points. Next game out, you don't want to say, am I going to go for four for 20 next game? It's a mental thing, but to be able to be rolling like that, week 2-0, and this can be a really, really fun season or a sad season, and I'm hoping for a fun one.
Well, Brent's already predicted them to go 12-0 or 11-1. So right now, Brent, you are Nostradamus.
We're good right now. Just look one game at a time. I just, my fan opinion is 11-1. But one game at a time. So we 2-0 this week. We're trying to go 1-0 next week. That's it. Keep them puppies moving.
Now, the television broadcast, did they talk much about him going 19 for 20, or was that something that just sort of happened? Because
They talked a lot
obviously
about
at
it.
the game, you don't hear the broadcast, so you don't know
Yeah,
what they're talking about.
They talked a lot about it. They talked. I think they say Seneca is the one who was 18 for 18 or something. Who has the record still? So I think maybe he lost the record way before, but he still, after that one incomplete, continued to make completions and everything like that. But it got to a point to where you really at this point watching the game and not really paying attention to you pay attention more if it's a closer game, because now you trying to strategize with the announcers also. But when we up and he's rolling and the team is rolling, he's like, you just want to see points put up on the board. You're not really focused on, what the stats and stuff are. At least for me.
He had the incomplete pass in the second quarter.
In what quarter?
Second.
Wow, so he went in third and fourth, just kept on.
Just get to it. So I was looking for the play-by-play, and I found the Iowa State website. Trying to figure out.
Was it do we know, and maybe someone who's watching or listening could post something in the chat. Do we know was it a throwaway, or was it just a drop or overthrow?
I mean, I bet it's got to feel like when you're 19 for 20. That's like, Marcus, when you throw one up and it goes in, you see the next 2 or 3 fall in. And the pass,
Right.
bigger and bigger. I bet you that's what it felt like for Rocco. It's like, oh, easy. Think, oh yeah, I can hit this one too. You know what I mean? That's once you kind of in that groove, in that zone, it's over with. Now you just playing ball and not thinking.
He was in that rhythm, absolutely.
Yeah.
So total domination, 55-7, 529 total yards, 0 turnovers. That's probably the most important thing right there. Yeah. 9 for 10 on third down. I mean, you're talking about efficiency on offense. That was it. I mean, that was what we wanted to see, what we expected to see against an FCS team. Guys, it feels like we're a big boy team now. I mean, it feels like, and Brent, you alluded to this a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about the season, but it feels like we've started to turn that corner to be one of the elite programs in the Big 12.
I mean, confidence matters, man. And when your leader, Rocco Beck on offense, is playing extremely confident, and you can see him, you can tell how guys move. Like, oh shit, they're at a different level. Like, it's the guys, I'm sure when Marcus was walking around campus, people was like, oh no, he's you can tell they have a different kind of aura about him. You know what I'm saying? You can see that with Rocco, just his day-to-day movements. He's not trying to be a cocky guy or any of that stuff. It's just you can tell he's confident in where he's at, stands more, can see things a lot better. And that changes things drastically, because I think they were talking at one point how Rocco had came out of the huddle and had 2 plays. I don't know if that was this week or last week. I can't remember. But they were talking about Mauser gave him 2 options, 2 calls. And judging by what he saw, he could audible that play call. I can't remember if that was this week or last week, and whatever it was a successful play call. I can't remember if they scored or what, but that just talks to the confidence now that, he's good in the offense. He can read this well enough. Now he makes decisions And when the kid makes the right decisions, that equals a great path of success for the guys. But our playing time last year for those young guys at linebacker, like we're so deep now, and that just means we're way more talented. So that's why, in my mind, I was saying we have such a great shot because we got a lot of experience now under our belts, and that matters playing ball. So,
And I want to give a shout out. We did it last show too, but Aiden Flora again. He had a
yeah,
couple of special teams kickoff returns or punt returns that were huge. He had that one that we thought he ran it all the way back. Come to find out, he had stepped out, but he had a second one immediately following that.
Mhm.
The guy, he just continues to impress. He was a preferred walk on, just a good kid. It's exciting to see him. And then Des Moines' own Jamison Patton, he actually leads the Cyclones in tackles. He had that big interception that Denny Ryan was talking about earlier. But two kids that are local that they're really turning some heads there for the Cyclones.
Yes,
I got to watch
it's
them both.
great. It's great to be, looked at as a program that's more so of a competitor now than just a destination for players to end up. I remember, back to when I was in high school, being a McDonald All American, and I already been announced I was gonna be a McDonald All American. I remember being in the
Had
gym.
you, Marcus, had you lost your Letterman's jacket by that time?
I, no, no, I did. I hadn't gotten it until I,
Oh,
I was asking about it, but I was supposed to got it after I graduated, but it never came. But anyways, I remember being like in a gym and Steve Fisher called from Michigan, and I'm from a small town, so they're gonna announce things over the PA, and you can talk back and forth. I just remember being in the gym shooting and telling them, tell them I don't want to go to Michigan. I want to, play against schools like that. And then, shortly after, about 30 minutes later, Coach K called from Duke. Same scenario. I don't want to go to Duke. I want to play against schools like that, and to be honest, I got a lot of flack from people about going to Iowa State, and it was like, what, man, why are you going to Iowa? Then Iowa State, like, it's not even Iowa. And I just remember as a kid wanting to go to somewhere and change the whole mentality from that. And coming in '97, the football team, the football program was pretty much the same thing, where it just was a team that it was a program that teams thought they were going to come in and beat up on. And I just love seeing how we've progressed in both sports and gotten so much better to where now it's a destination where guys want to come to. I coached against Josh Jefferson, like I said, since he was in junior high. And I never thought in a million years that Josh would be playing at Iowa State. Even going to St. Mary's from high school, and now he's at Iowa State. That's Keyshawn Gilbert, same way from Vegas, coached against him, and to see these guys wanting to be at Iowa State, and now you see us putting guys in the NBA, we putting more guys into the NFL, and it's the transfer portal. People are seeing Iowa State and want to go to Iowa State, and it's not just that rollover thing where you think you're gonna, even get us at home or on the road that you're gonna be able to come in and just get a W. So that's extremely fun to see, and it brings a lot of confidence. It brings a lot of notoriety to the program, and we're here to stay, and it's really great to see that happening now.
that's as Chris and I were on the back of the bus, of the fire truck, excuse me, leading the buses in. That's a conversation that we actually had. That it feels like such a big time program. Like I'm a little older, and so when we were in school, there were no fans. Like it was a wind
Mm.
tunnel. It was just not a positive experience. And Brent, I don't remember if at the time you had grass or you had that hard concrete floor, whatever that was. But Jack Trice was just not a great place to play, whether you were a home, whether you were a Cyclone or an opposing team. The environment, it feels big time, from they've got the RV village now. They've got that bridge that goes over now that we're all so proud of. They've bowled in the end zone. You can now walk entirely around the stadium. There's areas where for tailgating that feels like actual big time school tailgates. You're right, Marcus. It's a night and day difference than what it was. And Brian, I'm gonna come back to you a little bit. Part of it is, yes, it was that 2000 team that Coach McCarney had, but then it was guys like you that came in that helped to continue the lineage of success and what winning is about. That I heard Ben Bruns this morning. He gave a synopsis, and he was really emotional and choked up about where the program is, like where it is today, as what their goals were coming in as student athletes to build it up towards. And he was really emotional about it because it's a special environment today.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, you always talk about laying a foundation for something. Future. You never think that you'd be, almost alive to see it happening. So seeing it happen in real time and reality in such a quick, short amount of time is what, gets guys choked up. Because, it was 20 years, but like they really go. And there's been so much success, since then, those guys winning the bowl game, stuff like that has happened. Like so many great things have happened to kind of put us up into where we are. So I totally understand it, man. Just thinking about them tearing down that, the old Olsen building or whatever it was. And somebody sent me a picture of where we used to have to go get our workout cards. Like I remember that, and my name was on there. And so one of my boys was in there trying to get some equipment or something, and he sent me a picture. He was like, "You remember this?" I was like, "Damn!" It still had it was like B Curve on there, and it's where we had to get our workout cards for when we worked out. So Getty could be like, "Oh, well, no, you're doing this today, or you're doing this today," and it's like to think we've gone from that to where if you go into the weight room now, the dude's just walking up to an iPad like do do do, and then the bar is lowering down to him and all this crazy stuff. It's like we had to go through that to get to this, right? To put us on this big stage and see those small things, man. And you go through the ups and downs of seasons, but to see like somebody had to do it. And I totally understand why Bruns got emotional. It's like somebody had to go through that for them to get this. I feel that same way about this NIL stuff, but that's a whole nother day and topic and conversation. But it's somebody had to go through that stuff to get to where we are, man. So it's clearly awesome to see.
So that sort of leads us to a good spot where I want to hear a word from our sponsor, and that sets up the big game, right? This weekend, Cyhawk Trophy on Saturday. We'll be on Fox Big Noon Kickoff. We'll be there in attendance. So I want to come back on the other side, and we can talk a little bit about that.
Making great tasting bourbon requires the perfect combination of ingredients, conditions, and time. The longer it rests, the better it tastes. Revelton Distillery's new single barrel bourbon is made from 80% corn, sourced 100% from Iowa farmers. And unlike mass-produced bourbons, each barrel of Revelton's single barrel bourbon is unique, proofed on when it tastes best. As they like to say, it'll be ready when it's ready. And to ensure the highest standards of quality and flavor, owners Rob and Christy Taylor oversee the production and bottling. Every single barrel. Iowa born, Iowa aged, Iowa bottled. Try the new single barrel bourbon from Iowa's own Revelton Distillery. ReveltonDistillery.com.
Whether you're fueling up for a big game day bash,
tailgating this weekend.
Yeah, what can I get
Big
you?
one. Give me a dozen jalapeno sausages and 6 each of the sausage and bacon.
Sweet. All right, we'll get your order right up.
or just trying to survive last night's party.
Bro.
What's up? Can I get you?
What do you got?
What do we don't got, man? We got
big play, sausage, bacon, egg, and cheese.
We got the sausage. The jalapeno sausage is good.
One of everything, man. Give me one of everything.
It doesn't matter what kind of hungry you are, party hungry, hangover hungry, or just regular old hungry, Coach's Kolaches is ready to save the day, one delicious bite at a time. No one does it better than Coach. At Coach's Kolaches, it's all about the craft. Every kolache starts fresh, rolled by hand, packed with flavor, and stamped with a little extra love from Coach himself. No shortcuts, no substitutes, just real deal game-winning goodness. And if you're feeling a little sweet, we've got you covered there too, with hot, fresh cinnamon rolls and juicy made-from-scratch fruit kolaches that'll have you coming back for seconds and thirds. Swing by and taste the tradition at Coach's Kolaches, right off Hickman and 100th Street at 2700 100th Street in Urbandale, or call ahead at 515-802-6200. Whatever the game plan, start it with Coach's Kolaches.
All right, we're back to the side of the storm, and guys, it is here. It's the big game. We got the big noon kickoff fellas from Fox Sports that will be in town on Saturday. It is the infamous Cyhawk game, the one that I think a lot of us look forward to. It means nothing in terms of our ability to make the Big 12 title game, but it has a lot of ramifications for us as local fans and really for the state of Iowa. It's a big boom for businesses and for Revelton and all the tailgate lots that are out there. But last weekend, Iowa beat the Albany Area Community College in Iowa City 34-7. I don't know if any of you guys had a chance to see that game, but Iowa.
Were they really the community college? Were they really the Albany Area Community College?
I think they are, right? Albany Area Community College that's right, right?
All right. Nah, I don't. Yeah.
You know, if we had a fact checker on this show, but you know, we need more sponsors to be able to do that in real time. But so Iowa won 34-7, but it was it felt like we heard all week that was going to be the worst team that has been in Iowa City in 40 years. I got to think that Iowa fans are a little bit nervous. The Hawks ran 53 times for 310 yards, which that in itself is very impressive. Xavier Williams had 11 rushes for 122 yards. Terrell Washington had 15 for 69 yards. And maybe more concerning is their starter, Kamari Moulton, was injured early, had just 3 rushes, but for 22 yards. More concerning for them is their passing game. So they brought in Mark Gronowski, who was an FCS program, I believe at South Dakota State, had a lot of success, essentially won their Heisman up there for FCS, very talented player, but started out with a very lackluster 3 for 9 for 19 yards is what I saw at one point in time. I did not watch the game, so I'm not quite certain how it unfolded. I'm anxious to listen to the guys from Hawk's Eye View. Andrew and Drew really do a great job talking about the Hawks. If you haven't had a chance to listen to their podcasts under Three Beards Media, I would certainly encourage it. So I'm interested in hearing what they have to say. I was hoping to get them on tonight to get some of their feedback, because I really would like to have a better understanding of that game. It feels like the Hawks were very vanilla. If they're rushing 53 times versus just, let's see here, they were 9 for 16 passing overall for a whopping 48 yards. That's probably not going to get it done against Iowa State. Now, the running game, I think South Dakota, they showed that you can probably run against Iowa State, and with that 3-man front, that might give us some headaches against the Hawks. So I'll be curious to see how that turns out. What are your expectations of this game? And let's start with you, Brent.
I mean, I don't know. I watched a little bit of the game just because I was curious, more or less. But Offensively, they did look very vanilla. Defense wasn't as, they didn't look as dominant to me as they did in years past, I guess. And they're still a good defense.
And you
I
have to
don't
keep in
think
mind, I mean, it is the first game of the year, right? So we saw sort of across the country, starting with Texas and Ohio State and some of these other teams, that first game, it's a little sloppy, right?
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, offensively possibly, but defense should be pretty solid still. Um, I mean, I'll be honest. I guess in the last year, I might have felt a little bit more, concerned, a little bit more worried heading into this weekend, but I don't have that this weekend. Um, yeah, I think defensively we'll be just fine against them because again, just think about the linebacker play, and that's going to be a major part of our success this year. The ability to stop the run, and I think Cyhawk will be prepared for that, just because I have no problem making Iowa a one-dimensional team, and I think Haycock will play in the same way, make them beat us with the pass, just because we have some, really good guys in the secondary. So I'd imagine we'll be very prepared for them to stop the run. And then make them more one dimensional. So, not predicting a blowout, but I think we're definitely these fellas. Just saying.
So if you're John Heacock, you're stacking in the line, you're bringing everybody up and saying, "Go ahead, throw the ball."
I'm not stacking it, but I would be more run conscious more than anything. So, if anything, I'm telling my linebackers to be happy in the box. Because the reality of Iowa's offense is going to be, a tight end pass. It might complete some stuff on the outside. It's something that Iowa as a D coordinator be worried about. I'm more worried about Xavier Williams, who's really a north and south guy. Doesn't really know how to cuts. He's right downhill right now. So I'm more concerned with that than any movement. But I think he just makes the linebackers more heavy on the run and then react to pass late.
And Marcus, Iowa fans, it seems to be another Groundhog Day. There were a lot of accolades for Gronowski who came in, and he had an early surgery after committing, so maybe he's still trying to get up to speed. But it seems that the Iowa fans are suffering from PTSD after seeing what happened the last couple of years with the quarterback play. If you're, as an Iowa State fan and alum, how do you see this game playing out?
49-3.
Okay.
Shit, talk to me nice, then. Talk to him nice, Marcus.
I want them to have one.
Marcus is bringing it tonight, fellas. All right.
Yeah. Talk to me nice. All right.
It may be a little bit of the Revelton tonight, but I would love to see. I would love to see 49-3. But
hey, that's it.
So the over/under, I believe, is 44.5. Last I saw, you're going over.
Oh, I'm going over. I'm going over. I think we're really they're not as good this year defensively. I think we're rolling offensively. I would love to see. I am literally looking on the Expedia right now to see if I can find some tickets. I would love to get up there for that one, but man, what time is the game?
11 a.m. So you're gonna have to come in probably Friday night. I don't know that you can fly out of Vegas and get here for an 11 o'clock kickoff.
Nah, it will have to be to come in for Friday. I will only come in Friday anyway, so if I can get up with you guys and kick it for a little bit before the game. But and 49
you got to make that pizza pit stop too, right?
You always got to stop by Pizza Pit.
No,
that can happen before or after the game. That's definitely what happened. But definitely a W.
Jana agrees with you, by the way. We're due to put a whooping on the Hawks.
We always love to win the game, no matter how. A couple years back we won kicking the field goal to win it. But it's time to really, really lay it to the guys big time, especially at home. But I would love to see 49-3. You just give them a field goal. Give them a field goal.
Hey,
give special teams some confidence.
Brent, what about you from a mark 4093? I'll take it. Sign me up. But
They're
Brent,
like, oh shit, oh man, it's making me nervous.
how do you see this playing out? I mean, it sounds like you saw the Iowa game, right?
I saw a little bit of it. I didn't watch too much of it because it was, I mean, the reality of
Well,
it
because it's the
all was
Hawks.
kind
Who
of
wants to
boring.
watch that the entire game, right?
Yeah. So, watch some of the local kids, Xavier, another local players, obviously kind of tune in for guys like that. But I mean, the reality is, man, I just think that we have, Mark, we got the offense rolling, and I think that's due to having now 2 games under our belt. That helps. So this will kind of be the second for Iowa to figure it out offensively and defensively. So while they do have more film on us, it's kind of tough to stop momentum. That momentum train goes, it's kind of tough to turn that off. So I give us scores. I think we win by 2 scores. My opinion. Now, what that number is, I don't know, but I'll give 2 scores. So I think, something happens, we go 28-10 or something like that.
I agree, 49-3.
That's it. Hey, you heard him. You heard him. Hey, locked in. We there, baby. That's good.
Don't bet that. Don't bet that, but I'm just hoping. I'm hoping.
Hey, we do know, man. Because we haven't had a true dominating win over them yet. And this would be, I think it's kind of be time. Especially on the camp, anyway.
But I will admit, like the close games, the knockout brawls that we've had has been enjoyable, especially to get the victory at the end. Like those that really, really feel good. But to embarrass them at home, I'll take that too.
But Marcus, we've not beaten the Hawks in Jack Trice since what, 2011?
Yeah,
that's forever.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Dave.
Listen.
Hey, I'll
no
take
better time than the
49-3.
present time.
That's right.
We can't lose
No
this
better
one,
time.
though. I mean, we're going for this unbeaten streak. We started off last year the same. We got to get this one. Got to get this.
And Brent, you and I, we both are on record because Marcus was too much a wuss to say what he thought the record was going to be. But we're already on record from the first show saying that we thought Iowa State was going to win this game before we saw the game against Kansas State, before we saw South Dakota. And part of my reasoning was we were forced on the onset in Ireland to play a top tier program and play up right away. And we came out victorious, and we've come out against South Dakota and we just punched them and kept kicking. We didn't give up. We didn't let off the gas. And I just feel like we're playing at such a high level. I don't know it's going to be 49-3. I think we're going to pull it out, but I see more of a defensive struggle. I just see this as being a low scoring game. I think there's a lot of confidence now in the kicking game in particular that we could pull that out. I think Mouse will continue to be aggressive. I just think we're going to settle down into a little bit more of a running game. We didn't see a lot of that until really the latter half of the second half, where we're getting a lot of fresh legs in. We got some new guys in that really that upped the running game in the second half, which was good to see. Some of these young guys get some playing time. I see it as being a lower scoring game for some reason.
Well, hey.
Okay.
Low score game, high score game. As long as you get the dub, that's what matters. 49-3 though. That's what Marcus said, so we're gonna rock with it.
Yeah, realistically, I know it's going to be a closer game, but I would love to see some turnovers, some fumbles, and things like that run the score up on their end for sure. Turnovers on their end, but like I said, at the end of the day, I like to see this game to be a closer than blowout. We'll definitely welcome a blowout, but the dub is what's more important. But I'll take 49-3.
Well, and again, the guys from the Fox Big Noon kickoff show are going to be there, and that should be a lot of fun. One of the things, though, that we're also looking at, too, is the return of the Cyclone ambulance. Now, Chris had sent all of us a message, and I think he's posted a little bit about it on social media. Trying to find the photograph there. There it is. So the
Baby pound.
ambulance, how odd is that to happen? But it literally, the transmission went out right in front of his yard, like one door down. And so Chris is looking at the possibility that the ambulance may be paired up with an Iowa Hawkeye ambulance as part of the Fox Big Noon kickoff broadcast. So he's going to be making a lot of phone calls on Tuesday. I want to put a call out to all of those who are watching and listening that if you know someone that could repair or put in a new transmission in time for Chris to take it up Saturday morning or Friday night, boy, I think he'll give you some free advertising of some type to be able to make that happen. But we're really up against the gun here to be able to make that happen. So we're hoping that the ambulance can get repaired in time and make an appearance there on the broadcast. Should be a lot of fun. Guys, where are you going to be on Saturday for the game? Marcus, I know you're looking at flights.
I'm looking at flights. If not, I was going to be in my living room in front of the TV. Well before what's that? Not that's 10 a.m. here, so I would have been up for a couple hours, maybe have made breakfast and everything, and make sure the kids are situated. Give them the warning that the game is coming on. Get up to your room, get on the video games, whatever you do. Because this one right here,
it'll be bright and early for you too. 9 a.m.
I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning every morning, even on the weekend, so that doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Brent?
I'll be at the shop.
You be at the shop?
I'll be at the shop slinging kolaches and barbecue with the game on.
I meant to stop in there on Saturday, but the person I was driving up with did not have themselves ready in time. So I wasn't able to stop up. What time does the shop open for those of us who are going up for the 11 o'clock kickoff?
7 a.m. 7 a.m. Saturday morning.
All right.
Perfect for hangovers and a nice foundation for your drinking festivities on a Saturday morning. Just saying.
Well, Shipley may want to come in the night before because I think he's planning to get up there about 5 a.m. because I think the lot's open at 6. Unless he's able to get into that back area. And to be honest, I don't know where the Fox folks will have their set within the, if it'll be in the stadium, if it'll be somewhere outside. Jack Trishaw, ESPN has had it on that south end in that plaza area. I'm not sure where Fox is planning to do it, but
I mean, I'm at the shop by 4 o'clock, so you know, Chip just got to say the word.
We'll just knock on your door. Hey, we're here early.
Let me know. I usually got some Biggie or some Jay-Z playing or some Texas music playing really loud to make sure I'm up and moving around in there, sleepwalking. But so yeah, man, we'll take care of you. Make sure y'all are good to get down there. Just let me know.
And before, again, Friday, make sure you stop in, get your coach's kolaches, or Saturday morning if you're going up a little bit later. And make sure you stop at Revelton. If you're coming up from southern Iowa, you could stop in there to Osceola. And then, of course, they're just spreading all over the country. You can find them in pretty much every store throughout central Iowa, in Ames. And they'll even ship directly to you, Marcus, there in Las Vegas now. I think they're in 42 different states that they can ship to. So Chris will probably be stopping by one of his liquor stores because I'm pretty certain he ran out on Saturday with all the people that were stopping by his tailgate. So we had a really good time on Saturday. I'm sure we'll have another really good time this Saturday against Iowa. It's shaping up to be a great weekend. I think we're expecting to see sun with about 70 degrees, optimal football weather, at least for us as fans, maybe a little bit warm for you as a player, but optimal from a fan viewing perspective. That early kickoff, we'll be able to get home and watch some of the afternoon games as well. Shaping up to be a great weekend. Football is here, guys. This is a big weekend, huge weekend for us as fans to be able to watch Iowa State for the Cyhawk Trophy, an opportunity to win our second consecutive game against the Hawkeyes. Anything that I missed before we close out for the evening?
49-3.
49-3 it is.
You heard it. 49-3. Don't you forget it.
Tune in next week. We'll see if who was right there. Marcus, I hope it's 49-3, just for your sake and for all of Cyclone Nation. All right, that's it. That's another episode of In the Side of the Storm. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you again next week. Go Cyclones.
Go Cyclones.
Go State, baby.
When the team takes flight, Hilton's rocking, hear the magic call. We rise together, we'll never fall. There's a cyclone brewing on the outskirts tonight. Jack Trice shakes when the team takes flight. Hilton's rocking, hear the magic